Hi hotties, welcome back to my channel. You already know what the vibe is, okay?
They off in the deep end like usual. Niggas swear they passed us, they doing too much. Haven't done my taxes, I'm too turned up. Virgil got a paddock on my wrist going nuts. Niggas caught me slipping once, okay, so what?
So, excuse my appearance, but in today's video, it's basically gonna be a vlog, and I'm gonna be talking about my fitness journey, how I gained weight, and all that. So this is basically just an intro, and I'm just gonna do a quick, like I say everything in the video anyway, but I just want to give y'all a quick, not story time, like run through. So basically, I started my fitness journey in 2019, but I was on and off throughout the whole year. I was on and off. And then 2020 came around, lockdown. So there was no gym for me. So I was mainly doing my workouts at home. And when everything kind of eased up a little bit more, that's when I started going back to the gym. But by then, I had already, okay, so my body went through a series of changes where I gained weight, but then I lost all of it due to things that I'm gonna explain during the video. So yeah, a lot of shit happened and I gained and lost a bunch of weight. But when I finally started being consistent at the gym, which was 2021 throughout 20 this year now, and I've seen major changes. You're gonna see some pictures after this intro of my before and my after. And so yeah, I'm gonna put the my workout in the description, and I'm also gonna put it in throughout the video. And I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys can relate to my struggle, because a girl was always skinny and then trying to gain weight is always just has been so hard for me. And yeah, but I'm just gonna give you guys a couple of advice as well. If you're trying to gain weight, you have to be dedicated and you have to be disciplined, because especially if you have a fast metabolism, it's gonna be really freaking hard, okay? Like, it took me roughly like 2-3 years to even have the body that I have now. So don't get discouraged if you just started and you're not seeing all the results you want. Just keep working on it, and it's gonna come with time and effort and eating properly and resting properly, because you also need to rest. A lot of people go to the gym every single day and they don't have a rest day. Your glutes or your muscles are supposed to grow when they're actually resting, because you're putting pressure on it. You have to leave the pressure. You have to ease on the pressure so it can grow. So take breaks as well. Breaks are really important. Eat properly, sleep properly, and lifting. Let's talk about that. If you're trying to gain muscle, like bum and stuff like that, if you're trying to grow your glutes, the best thing you can do for it is definitely start lifting or start adding weight to your workouts. That's going to make a major difference, especially if you want the process to be faster. Resistance bands are great, they're grand, but adding a lot more weight to your workouts really speed up the whole process of building and shaping your muscles. So definitely give that a try as well. And I think that's it for the intro. And if you guys want more gym videos or a more super duper detailed video on just how I gain weight, then let me know. This is more of a gym vlog and I talk about it as well. But if you want something separate that I just sit down for you guys and get into it, deep into it, the nitty and gritty, let me know in the comment section. What else is there to say? Like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I love you, and I will see you guys on the other side. Bye! Please, please, please do your warm-ups, okay? Because before, when I used to start my workouts, I would just go straight into doing my squats and things like that without ever stretching, and that is detrimental, babe. You need to stretch. It allows your workout to flow better, and when you're going to do your squats, you're going to be able to go lower than the usual if you stretch. And stretching altogether is just essential, and it's important. So do it. Do it, do it, do it. I kind of want to talk to you guys about my gym routine and how I even started this whole thing. So basically, growing up, I was always when I mean very, I mean very, very skinny. And it was definitely something I always wanted to change because being skinny bothered me, especially if you're African. Child, you're gonna hear from your mom, your aunt, your sisters, your cousins. Oh, do you even eat? Blah blah blah, things like that. So I always grew up really insecure about my body because I was always just very skinny. I didn't have an ass. I didn't have boobs growing up. Obviously, I was a child, but it still kind of shapes your subconscious mind to believe that your body doesn't look good when everyone around you tells you that it doesn't look good and you need to change it. So I wouldn't say I necessarily had an eating disorder, but I definitely would eat a lot more than I could just to see if I was going to gain weight. But I always just had a fast metabolism, so it was really really hard for me to gain weight. It was just hard. And I always loved working out. And yeah, I would work out at home all the time, and I would try my best to eat as much as I could to see if I could gain weight, but still I was still skinny. I was still very much a steak child. And I feel like a lot of people can relate to that when it comes to their bodies. Like, I just wish society treated bodies like a normal thing and not a trend or an accessory, because nowadays being too skinny, you get talked down on. If you gain weight, you get talked on. If you're fat, you get talked on. If you're overweight, all this kind of stuff. Like, just let people live their lives the best they can, if that makes sense. I don't like the fact that we have to shape our bodies depending on what society is into or depending on what trend is going on right now in society. Like right now, the BBL trend is really, really out there, and everyone is getting a BBL and things like that. No hate to the girls that get BBLs, because I understand that some people just want to do it and others don't feel good about their body. Like, obviously, do what makes your body feel best. And if it's a BBL, then by all means get it. But I feel like society definitely influences a lot of the decision women make on their bodies because of what is acceptable and what is not. And it took me a really long time to understand that. And it took me a really long time to tell myself, look, I don't need to be thick. I can just be skinny, but as long as I work on the parts of the body that I like and change my body according to what I like and not what society tells me, then I'll be good. Because when I started working out, it was at that time that being thick was the norm. Being thick was trendy and it was what everyone was into. And I felt really shitty because I wasn't. I didn't have boobs. I didn't have an ass. And it just really took a toll on my mental health because I would go on Pinterest all the time and see the thick girls, or I go on Instagram and see them, and it would genuinely make me feel bad. So I went through a period of time where I was obsessed. I was obsessed. I would watch countless videos, try countless diets to just bring my weight up and just be thick. I was so, like, all my attention and my energy was fixated on that, and it was not healthy for me at all. My mental health was in shambles, and not me yawning, child, but anyways, my mental health was going downhill. So I took a break and I said, I have to be comfortable in my body and in my own skin before I try to make any changes, because all these changes that I'm trying to make now are based on decisions that aren't really mine, and they're based on likes and wants that aren't truly mine. So I took a time out to accept my body for what it was, and I started gaining a little bit more confidence, and that's when I realized that my body didn't actually look bad. There's just certain things that I wanted that was okay. I wanted to tone my legs a bit more. I wanted to shape my bum so it looks nice. And I always wanted to have abs and stuff like that. So I just wanted to shape my body. I wasn't fixated on becoming thick anymore. I just wanted to shape my body so everything is toned and everything looks nice. Excuse me. So yeah, that's kind of when I started gymming properly and started targeting the parts that I wanted to better, if that makes sense. So yeah, and I started eating better as well. Eating is definitely a key to wanting to put on weight and not obsessively eating like I was doing before. That was not doing anything for me, child. I was just eating anything and everything to see if I was going to gain weight. Now I have certain things that I eat and certain times of the day that I eat. And I take my protein and I make sure that I keep on top of my macros and all that shit. I literally don't know gym terms. Like I just don't. I just work out and eat and that's it. Like I'm not a micro freak. Like I don't track absolutely everything I eat because I just don't think it's necessary, and I'm good with what I eat. I don't have a problem with what I eat. Like obviously you have to maintain a good diet, but at the same time, I don't necessarily go crazy on that because I normally eat healthy anyway, so I don't stress too much about that, if it makes sense. So I definitely went through a lot when it came to my body because if you don't know, I struggle with anxiety and depression. And when I'm in those states, I find it very hard to eat and I find it very hard to be motivated to work out and things like that. So last year, let's backtrack. So 20, not even last year. Was it last year? Okay, let's just say 2020 going into 2021 was one of the hardest years for me, and I lost a lot. When I mean a lot, I mean a lot of weight. And to put it back on was so stressful for me because I kept looking at how I looked before and it broke my heart because I put it on a lot of, like, I put a lot of work into my body and into how I wanted to look for one thing to happen and everything just drop and crumble. Um, as y'all may or may not know, I was in a very toxic relationship, and when that relationship ended, I lost a bunch of weight. When I mean a bunch, I mean a bunch. Like my clothes were loose on me. That's how bad it was. So that whole experience and that whole situation definitely made me feel worse about my body, and it was really hard to get out of that space. But when I did, child, I bounced the fuck back. And you're going to see it on the thumbnail. And I'm going to try and put pictures at the end of the video as well so you can see my body transformation. And yeah, I just want to tell girls out there who are trying to gain weight while they're going through a hard time, take it easy on yourself. Once that tired moment of your life ends, you're going to be able to go back to what you were or even do better than you were doing before. So don't stress about it. Don't worry about it. Everything gets better and everything goes back to normalcy, whatever it is. I promise you that everything literally gets better. You can have a rainy day, but just know that the sun's always going to come out, child, and it's going to shine, and you're going to shine, and you're going to feel a lot better. And if you're struggling with body image as well, let me just tell you that whatever your mind is telling you about your body is not necessarily true. You have to review it, and you have to ask yourself, am I really insecure about this because I'm insecure, or is it because other people put that insecurity onto me? Is it really my voice speaking, or the voice of society, or the voice of family, childhood, whatever it is? You have to review your insecurities and make sure that it's definitely not coming from you, and that it's coming from other people or the other way around. And that will make it a lot easier for you to deal with it. My insecurities stem from other people telling me how I should view my body and not necessarily how I felt. It was more so memories of other people telling me how my body looked and how it's supposed to look. And once I clipped that, it was a lot easier for me to make peace with my body and find myself again. So it's not necessarily you. It could be other people's opinion on your body that makes you insecure. So, yeah. Another thing I wanted to mention is happiness. When you're happy and your body feels good and your body feels happy, that's one of the best times to actually put on weight. So with me, it was when I finally started accepting myself. I started building back my confidence. I started working out more, going out more, meeting new people. Like when I changed the quality of my life overall, it made it a lot easier for me to actually hit my goals for my body, if that makes sense. Like when you're in a crappy state of mind, ain't no way you're gonna ain't no way you're gonna gain weight. You have to be in a good state of mind, in a positive state of mind, to also gain weight. Like mindset is literally everything. The way you think and the way you visualize things in your life can make such a big difference. And mindset isn't just for when you're trying to manifest a house or a car, blah, blah, blah. It's also when you're trying to manifest your dream body. Like you have to be in a state of happiness and bliss for you to be able to put on weight and do things like that. Because at least for me anyways, I noticed when I started engaging in healthier relationships, my body started feeling better as well. And I started putting on weight like it was nothing. And now we're here. So focus on your happiness, definitely. And focus on making your life overall just better, like start adopting new habits, start going for walks, like meet up with your friends, be around people that genuinely make you happy and people that encourage you to improve yourself, not people that bring you down. Because when I was around people that made me feel less than, it was really hard for me to gain weight. But when I surrounded myself with overall positive energy and people that were in the same frequency as me, it was a lot easier for me to hit my goals. So, yeah, that shit was really heavy. I was struggling and I was fighting for my life. But, yeah. Before ending this vlog, I wanted to talk about inspirations. It's very normal for you to watch certain person that has the body that you want and be like, oh my god, like I'm inspired, blah blah blah, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. But be very careful and make sure that you're not making your whole journey about them, or that you're not trying to imitate or copy their journey. Bodies are very different, genetics also matter, and you and that person have very different lifestyles as well. So they might have certain facilities that you don't have, or not even necessarily that. It just, you guys are different. So do have inspiration from people. Do look around, but personalize your fitness routine. What that person might do might not work for you, and that's completely fine. And also, your fitness journey is going to be very long, and there's a lot of things that might work at the start, but you might have to change it along the line. So it's definitely something you have to always be reviewing and see what works and what doesn't work and replace it. And there's so many workouts out there that you can try. So yeah, but definitely personalize your fitness journey.